Yo, if you're playing Starfield and you're looking for a planet cracking MFer, this is the ship right here. This is your in-game ship. If you're building Outpost, this is perfect for being able to transport your cargo so you can sell for vendors. It has the most powerful weapons on the game. It does the highest damage for particle beams. It does the highest damage per second for any gun. And this thing will shred through enemies. Let's take a look at it right here. The design is very sleek, and you have crew members here, a max of 9. And this thing is going to be your end all be all for 2024. Happy New Year. We're going to show you how to build this powerful beast of a ship that will take care of all your needs. Now, before we build this Hellboy here, there's a few qualifications you're going to need. Number one, you're going to need to be at least a level 60 so you can access everything available to you in the shipbuilder. And also, you are going to need the following skills in tech. You're going to need piloting level 4. This is a Class C ship. It is recommended that you do have engine systems. It is also recommended that you have shielded systems. It is also recommended that you have Starship level design maxed out at level 4. You need all of these things, and your budget for this build is going to be about 650,000 credits to build this beast of a ship. If you're ready to rock and roll, let's jump in and build this bad boy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in this video, we will be traveling to multiple vendors to build this ship, and we're going to start off going to Neon, and in Neon is the Tau Engineering, and the name of the ship will be the Astro Linux. Now, what inspired this is YouTubers and Nova Cypher's main squeeze, Sarah Morgan. She said, listen, if we're going to dominate the galaxy, we're going to need more crew, more weapons, a bigger ship, and more cargo. So let's get a ship. I know what you're thinking. Why did I choose Sarah Morgan as my companion? Well, before Unity, I did have Andresia, and she wanted me to worship snakes. The problem is Nova Cypher don't worship no damn snakes.
Oh, hell
So
no.
when we crossed Unity, we had to pick Sarah Morgan, and she's been working out so far, been a little annoying, but hey, she loves us. What can we say? Let's get down to building this ship. So turn around and run on down to that elevator in the red area. And then once you get to the elevator, what you want to do is you want to go in there and you want to select the floor that says Teo Astro Engineering. That's where we want to go. So as we take Sarah shopping, she has something important she wants to ask me.
When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you.
She probably want to talk to me about not rushing to watch a football game, but as you hit Teo, you want to hang that right and you want to talk to Veronica. So once you get here, what you want to do is you want to select, I like to view and modify ships. Now, once you get here with whatever ship you have, you want to keep the main components. We're just going to reconfigure it so we can add a landing bay. So keep your grav drive, keep your reactor, keep your shield, keep your fuel, keep one of each weapon, keep your cockpit, and keep your engines. And as you see, I'm literally just deleting some of the things that I won't need for structural, but I'm going to keep one of each weapon. And literally I'm doing this so I can get my 2 components. The first component we're going to get is the landing bay. And this landing bay is the ship bed 200 landing bay. Why do we want that landing bay? Well, the reason why we want the landing bay is because it's going to allow us to be versatile in our build, and it's going to allow us to determine where exactly we want to put our ladders. So you want to get this landing bay, and when you get it, I'm going to show you how to configure it so you don't get any type of cockpit errors or any type of Docker errors. So what you want to do literally is you want to configure this landing bay with a 1x1 companionway. Now, we're not going to keep this companionway, but we're just going to use it for now so we can fly out of here and pass a flight check. So get the 1x1 companionway, and you want to attach it to the back of this landing bay. Once you have your companionway, you're going to then need another module. Me personally, I like the Nova Galactic Workshop. I'm going to put that directly on top of this module. So it's going to go right on top. And once it goes on top, then I literally can get any type of other module, such as a all-in-one berth. I might not keep this, and I'm just going to attach it to the back. Now from here, you can put your Docker on at the bottom, preferably. It's going to probably be easier, or back at the top. But from here, now I'm just going to literally add my cockpit. You can put your cockpit right on at the front. And once you have the cockpit, then you're literally good to go. And for the rest of the way, you're just going to need to make sure that you add some landing gear. But I'm going to start to put stuff back on this ship, such as my grav drive. And you can put stuff anywhere. We're not here for style. We're just here to Frankenstein this ship and get it to our next vendor. So once you have that, then you're going to put all the stuff together. You're going to check and make sure you don't have any errors with dockers or cockpit. And if you don't, then you're good. And then once you complete that, we need to get some landing gear. If you have one that goes on there, great. If not, then make sure you attach them. So once we attach our landing gear, then we actually want to get another component. We got the bay. The other component that we want to get is we need some braking engines. So you're going to see me get the TOW braking engines. So this is right here, the tail braking engines. We need 2 of those. So make sure you get 2 of those. What we're going to do is we're going to make some type of configuration. We're going to attach those in the back. Make sure you fly out here with both of your tail braking engines. And once we have all that, we should have a normal flight check. Again, ship looks like doo-doo, but that's okay. Now we're going to fly to our next location to build this out. Next on our grocery list, we need to head on out to the Sol system, and we need to visit a place called Titan. And that is near Saturn. That's Saturn's moon. And on Titan is New Homestead. And New Homestead, we need to pay a visit here and get to the ship technician. So once you are loading in and you arrive here, the ship technician will be directly in the front or in the back, however you exit your ship, and he's going to be off to the left on that ramp. So once you get here, go to the ship service tech, and we're going to view and modify the ship. And we are here to get some items as well. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go here and delete whatever cockpit you have. And we're going to also delete those landers that we added at the tail station. So those are going to go bye-bye. If we do a flight check, then we're missing a cockpit and we're missing landing gear. That's cool. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the cockpit. Now, Titan has a unique cockpit. They have the Cabot bridge, which is one of the best looking bridges on the game. And it's wide and it's really cool, has a great view. So you can choose whatever one you want. You can get the Cabot C4 bridge. The only difference in them is the amount of cargo capacity they have and literally the design skill it takes. So I'm going to get the one that's 6,912 because either one of these don't matter. They're exactly the same structure. They have exactly the same crew stations. The only difference is just the cargo and the mass of it. So I'm going to get this. I'm going to attach it right here at the bottom. So now that I have that, the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to get the best landing gear on the game. Why I say this is best? Because it has the highest thrust of any landing gear, and that is the NG20 landing gear. As you see it here, you can get the flat shape, so get the one that's 3rd at the end. This requires a ship design of rank 2. So once you have your NG landing gear, we're going to duplicate this 10 times. We need 10 of this landing gear. So keep duplicating and duplicating until you get all 10 of them, and just put them anywhere they can fit. As long as you have green underneath, you're good to go. So attach them however you want to attach them. They will attach to each other. So it makes them so good. So once we attach this, we're going to be good to do a flight check. And again, the thrust on this is 4, and we're going to need all the thrust we can get with the bigger ship. So once we leave here, we're going to go to our next destination. So the next place we're going to go is in the same system, so you don't have to travel far. We're going to be visiting Deimos Star Yard, and literally that is in the same solar system. So if you go down right here, you'll see Deimos, not too far from where you're at, Deimos Star Yard, and we want to travel there. Now, this is not a planet. This is an actual star yard. So we're only going to get 2 pieces here, and you may have to reconfigure again for these 2 pieces, but this is a design choice, and these 2 pieces literally will be a key component in constructing this beast of a ship. So we're going to fly to the star yard. Once we get there, we're going to go down and we're going to hang a right, and we're going to talk to this guy right here. We're going to go view modify ships, and we're going to delete our 1x1 companionway from Tayo, and we're going to go and get the Deimos 1x1 companionway, and keep your docker. If your docker's underneath, then you should keep it, and it may not interfere. But again, slide this 1x1 companionway, not the storeroom, but the companionway. And then once we slide that, we're going to go in and we're going to get the Deimos engineering bay. So we got that in there. And now next you want to click and get the Deimos Engineering Bay B 3x1. So again, Deimos Engineering B 3x1. And then once you have that, we're just going to reconfigure the ship so we can pass a flight check. And almost there. Now I can pass a flight check on to the next vendor. Now next we're going to be traveling to the Narion system, and we want to go to a place called Stroud Eklund Star Yard. You're going to look for a guy named Havershaw. Once you see Havershaw, tell him you want to view and modify ships. And what we're going to do here is we're going to literally pull everything off this ship and separate it. So don't delete anything yet. Pull everything off the ship and separate it. And we're going to talk through some of the pieces that you need and some of the choice pieces you can put on here. But whatever you choose, the design will remain the same. So I'm just going to pull everything off of this ship. I'm going to pull all of my stuff off here and I'm just going to move it. I'm not going to delete anything. And we're literally just going to tear the ship apart and put it back together with some new pieces. And we're going to be doing the bulk of our construction here. And so as you see, I'm actually deleting a few pieces I don't need, but I'm going to keep this galactic workshop. I'm going to take these landers. I'm going to move these back, and I'm going to move these back in a way because we need the landers. That's why we travel to get them. So we're going to move all the landers out the way, and literally we're going to leave ourselves to where we're going to be at the ability to just have the bare minimum of the ship so I can make it easy for you to put together. So we're going to get these two landers, move them, and now we have the base ship. So now let's construct the ship. We're going to move the cockpit to the side. We're going to move the workshop to the side, and we're going to construct two Stroud companionways 1 by 1. This will give us one unified ladder throughout the ship and help us determine where our ladder is going to be. It's going to be clean because the docker and the entrance are going to be at the same point. Next, we're going to generate a Stroud battle station 2 by 2. We're going to move that in there, and then we're going to go and grab our workshop and put that over top. And I love having the workshop next to the cockpit because when you loot, you can literally take material and you can actually upgrade your weapons immediately from the workshop. So love having that there. So from here, we're going to generate another hab, and we're going to do a Stroud control station with 4 crew stations. So again, our goal is to try to get more max crew spaces to enhance our ship. But again, you can replace this with anything you want. Next is the Stroud all-in-one berth B 2 by 1. Next is the science lab 2 by 1. And now we're looking great as far as getting our halves on here. So what we're going to do next is we're going to move the cockpit back and begin to construct even more. So now we're going to duplicate the 2 by 2. I'm going to make this into a Stroud computer core for more crew stations. Next, I'm going to do a Stroud living quarters 2 by 2. And then if you want to change any of these around, feel free to do so. It's how you want your ship to flow. I'm having second thoughts and I want to make this into a captain's quarters. So again, however you want to do this is up to you. Just know how you want your ship to flow. So once you have this in position, the next thing we need to do is consider storage. I'm going to be using the Galilean S204 cargo hold, which gives me 1,400 cargo per block. Those are going to be my wings, and I'm going to do 2 more in the back. I may change this because I don't want to sacrifice too much mobility in my ship just for storage. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to generate another hab. I'm going to generate an armory. I'm going to put that on the top of the ship, giving this ship a 4th level, and it's a design choice. You can put storage up here, anything you want, but whatever you do, just kind of place it so you have that gap in between. Next, we're going to be adding our landers. We're going to put 5 on each side. 4 will go on the close part of the ship, and 1 will go on the wings on each side. So as you see me stacking these, we're just kind of stacking them one behind the other, and this will be the minimum is 10 you can have. So as I'm continuing to stack and line these up, I have those 2. This one will go on this wing, and this one will go on the other wing. So next I'm going to add fuel to this, and we're going to get the 900T HE3 tank, which gives us 650 jump fuel. That's pretty much enough to travel, but I'm probably going to add 2 more and give myself more fuel. And from here, I need to generate a grav drive. The best grav drive on the game as far as what you can get is going to be the grav drive that literally has the most jump and the most grav health. And if you scroll down, you're going to run into the J52 Gamma drive, which is 94,000. That uses 11 max power. You get 50 grav jump thrust. And again, it has a healthier grav drive than anything else. So that's the best one on the game. Might as well put it on the ship. We're not going to experience any expenses. So we're going to scroll down and get this J52 Gamma drive. and we're going to put that in right on the fuel tank. Now, the beauty of having this is that it will attach directly through the fuel tank. So you're going to see me move this and attach it. And next, after we get this thing attached, let me line it up here, and we got it attached. Then we're going to add our reactor. I'm using the SF40 sheared flow reactor. Some of you may want to use the Pinch Z reactor, long as it has 40 power. Make sure either one has 40 power. I think the other one has more health, but I'm not going to spend more money since I already had this. So now we have our grav drive, our fuel, our reactor, and the next thing we need to do is we need to now add in our shield. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the shield. This is the Assurance SG 1800 shield generator. It has 1600 max shield health, the best shield on the game. And if you max out your shield perk, then it will really make it double. So now we have our shield. Let's move on next. So next we're going to move over our weapons that we brought over with us. We're not going to replace them here. We're going to replace them later. So we're going to attach it to the ship just to kind of get rid of some of the errors. And now we're going to take these tail braking engines and add them underneath the wings. So now that's going to give us our look and complete our wings. And once we do that, then we're good to go from there. So let me make sure I add them right, and they're looking good. So now it's engine time. Now we're going to be using the SAL 6330 engines, which have the best mobility out of all the engines. And we're going to attach these, and we're going to see how much mobility we have. And I may have to delete the storage if I don't get enough mobility. So we're going to see. So we're going to add an engine to each side, and we're going to add another engine kind of towards the top of these engines. We're going to have the engines kind of overlap the hab just like this to give it a little style. And so we're going to duplicate that again. And let me see where our mobility is. So far we're at 31 mobility. We're going to duplicate this engine, and let's see, that gives us 48 mobility. So it looks like we may not have enough mobility to do what we want to do. So what I want to do is, for design choice, I'm going to create some more cargo space, and I'm going to delete other cargo space. So what we want to do is we're going to be adding some more cargo, but we're going to add one a little smaller. So we're going to go over to the cargo. Let me see where it's at here. I just passed it. So are we here? So we're going to be adding the Galileo S202 cargo hold. That gives us 1200 cargo. We're going to add these to the grav drive for style and design. We're going to duplicate these, rotate it, and have them facing up. Now that we did that, I am more than confident that we're going to delete, because we have only 37 mobility. We're going to add 2 more engines here, and that gives us 62 mobility. Still not enough. So it's time to get rid of some cargo here. Okay, now we're going to replace this storage so we can get better mobility, and we're going to replace them with habs. So on this side, I'm actually going to do a Stroud Infirmary, and this will help us to gain mobility. And on the other wing, I am actually going to do a control station to give me space for more crew, because crew literally helps your ship out. So now that I've added those, it's now time to go into some design modules and cover this up and make this thing look good. So next, I'm actually going to go through and we're going to drop some of the storage down, and we're going to move these engines, and we're going to start to style and fill in some space. So next, I'm actually going to go and add some structure. So under structural, we're going to go for the Stroud Nose Cap C, and that's going to give us some tips for our wings, and that's going to make us look more and more like a death ship because we have that kind of Klingon starfighter look. So now let's design this bad boy. So we're going to get some Stroud pieces, the Cowling 3A LP, and place those over the hab right here. And we're going to place a few more pieces because I do want to avoid using any horizon weapon mounts, because I want to place weapons directly on the ship so it looks like part of the ship. So we're going to fix our cargo problem. We're going to slide this cargo in this little hole right here, one on each side. We're using the Polo 210 cargo. That's going to give us 6,800 in cargo. And next, what I want to do is I actually want to go and get some Stroud caps to put underneath the ship. We can place weapons on these. I'm going to duplicate this, put one on this side in case I want to add some weapons there. And we're going to place more of these. I actually like these Stroud caps here. So we're going to place some more on the ship to give it more of an even flow and to give us more places to put weapons. And I see some spaces right here that we can put weapons, and I'm going to kind of flip these here, and we're going to move this here to cover the inside. So let me probably have to move the shield out the way to do that. I want to move the shield back a little bit and place these Stroud A pore caps here. And now it's coming along pretty good. And next I'm going to use a Stroud cap C to put on the back to cap the back off. And we're looking pretty cool now. So I'm going to run a flight check, and we're going to get out of here, and we're going to complete our design with just a few more pieces. We're almost done. We got 86 mobility. I am okay with that. So we're going to confirm, and we're good to go. So let's go to our next destination. The next destination would be at an outpost. So if you have an outpost, you want to have a landing pad with shipbuilder, because that will give us access to all the vendors. And we have that at our outpost. So we're going to go to our outpost, and we're going to go to our Endem outpost. And many of you should have outposts. If you watch my videos, I've shown you how to get some outposts. And that ship builder lander here is going to allow us to have access to a lot of vendors. And we're literally going to be able to really get into customization here. So we're going to go here, and now we're going to modify a few things and finish this thing up. So on this landing pad with ship builder, I'm actually going to create a Deimos belly to put this underneath the ship. And then I'm going to be generating some additional Deimos hull A pieces to help bring our engine down a little bit. And then to cap this off, I'm actually going to do a braking engine, the Deimos braking engine. And so next design piece is going to be the Deimos wing, and we're going to use it Deimos wing A STB AFT. We're going to do the Deimos wing C and put that in front, and then we're going to do the same thing to the side and flip it and put that in front. And now we're designing, and we're looking good so far. So this is coming out pretty good. Now we got this brace. I'm going to move this back. Not sure if I'm going to use this, but it looks like our weapons can mount directly to the ship, which is what I wanted to do anyway. Next, we're going to do the Stroud nose cap B and put that right in front here. And let's kind of position it around. And let me see if I like that here. I don't, so let me move that back. So now we're going to give our wings some personality. So we're going to add the Nova cowling in the inside, and then we're going to duplicate this, and we're going to flip it, and then we're going to duplicate this again. And now we're going to give ourselves a whole little wing on the outside. So we're going to give our wing some personality. We're going to flip this here and make it match here. And it's looking good so far. So one thing I do want to do is I want to add more fuel capacity. So I'm actually going to kind of manipulate this cargo a little bit and see if we can move these up and get these fuel tanks in there, because I do want to have more fuel capacity so I can jump longer ranges without having to stop. And I'm going to try and mess with this cargo a little bit and see if we can get that in there. So I'm going to take this one out here, and I'm going to see if I can move the fuel tanks in here, and I'm going to replace it. So I'm going to bring these up, the ones that I have in here, bring these up a little bit, and let me see if I can get the fuel in here. So let's see, underneath, we're going to bring these up, bring this up, and we're going to conceal the fuel tanks and fit them right in there. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. All right, let's complete a flight check, and we're going to make one more stop, and we're going to weaponize this ship and make it deadly. All right, guys, so we were able to weaponize this ship, and we even colored it and slapped a coat of paint on there. So we like this red and white. And I'm just going to show you the type of weapons we have on here. And literally we have on here the Vanguard Hellfire autocannon. These have the highest damage per second of any guns in all of Starfield. And we literally have 5 of these bad boys. So we will be able to shred hull like anything else. Now, as far as our particle beams, because particle beams are absolutely amazing, we have the Obliterator 250 MEV auto alpha beams. And these have really good damage per second as well. And we have 3 of these. So again, we have one here and one here. And last but not least, to watch our rear, we have the Obliterator 250 ME Alpha turret, which does the highest hull damage of any particle beam. So no missiles, all particle beams. Particle beams are some of the most powerful weapons, and these Hellfires will damage the hull. So we are literally packing a punch, and we can literally destroy any ship that comes across our path because of the weaponry that we have. And one thing about it is, if a ship is in our rear, I love the fact that we have a clear line of sight to really defend ourselves back there. So Now we're going to take a tour of the inside. We're going to show you how big this bad boy is. And to get these weapons, you can literally go to the Stroud Star Yard, or you can actually go to Palvo in Hopetown and Narion. So Narion is going to have your best weapons as well too, so you can get those there. So let me show you the massive size of this ship. This thing literally, we're at New Atlantis. This thing literally is hanging off the docks here. I mean, it is crazy. So let's go on board and let's give you a tour of this ship, and you'll see how the layout actually turned out. So we enter in from here, and what's really cool about this is it's very, very convenient when you come into the ship. So first thing below is this is where we would exit for the docker. This docker's at the bottom, and then this ladder goes throughout the entire ship. Now, if we were to go straight through, we have enough room for crew. This is wide open, and this is our first level of this ship. So again, this is where our crew goes to, and we will be putting crew in this to maximize the ship's efficiency. So that's great for crew. Now, if we go up the stairs, or the ladder, I'm sorry, and I know you guys don't like ladders, but I love it when you know where your ladder is, right? You want to get off right here, and this is the second level of the ship. And again, everything is clean, so this ladder is the main ladder that goes throughout the ship. They're not in different places. So as we go through here, we have a nice living quarters here. We have a sink and stove here, and we have 2 beds on each side, bunk beds, and we can either choose to go right or left. So let's start off going to the right, and let's show you what this looks like. Very easy to navigate. So we have more control stations and crew stations here. And so more crew will go here, and this really gives this ship a feel of just being large. And then we have another door. This door opens up into another hab. And again, this is kind of a cool chair area where they can relax and chill out, and another stove. So again, got a cool little TV there if they have any comic view on there. So again, pretty decent layout, and this makes this ship feel massive, man. It just really feels massive. So we go back to the center. You know you're in the center when you see those ladders. And we're going to go out this door here and show you what's inside here. So here, really great view. Kind of the same thing almost. Again, kind of a lounge area. We have 2 screens up here. We have a couch, and really just a chill out area for the crew. And if we go back through here, more of a kind of a sitting area. So really, really good space in this ship, and very easy to navigate. And if we go out here to the right, there's another door here on this side, and that takes us into more of a control station. So as you see, this thing, like I said, is absolutely massive. So we're going to have a lot of crew in here. It's going to be real fun to really role play with this ship because it's just really massive. Now, you know you're in the center when you see the ladder, because the ladder takes us through the entire ship. So now let's go up to level 3. So we're going to go up to level 3, and what is waiting for us on level 3? What's cool about level 3 is as we go up the ship, if we turn behind us, we have our science lab. So we can kind of cook up some anything that we have here, because we have a nice complete science lab. The science lab looks really clean, looks really cool. And then if we go one up from the science lab, we actually have our armory. We literally can store all of our weapons and all of our ammo, and just kind of really showcase our suits and everything. So this is kind of on the top level, and this is actually level 4. So pretty cool to have that. So we're going to go back down the ladder. And this is just one ladder that goes up, so it's not on the main ship. Our main ladder is in the middle, the one that you see Sarah just go down. I don't know where she's going at. But as we walk on the other side here, you'll see that this is where our weapons workshop is. So we go right into a clean weapons workshop. And this is why I like the Nova Galactic workshop, because you have the cool little board here. And it's just a really clean room. As you see, it just really gives a feel that you're going to craft something here. We have our spacesuit workbench. We have our weapons workbench. We have our industrial workbench, and literally just all the extras here just gives that real good feel. Now, when we go into the hatch, this is going to be into the cockpit of the ship. And with this, I love the view. We have a view up top and we have a view in front. Even though it's nighttime, you can still see pretty good. And we have like little co-pilot stations here. We have the main pilot seat right here, which is really awesome. And then you have all this over here. And as we walk around, you literally have your storage and everything, which is where if you want to get a weapon out and you want to put on a workshop, it's relatively easy. I would just go here, and if I have 9 weapons in here, I can take any one of these. So if I want to take this, I'll just take any one here. If I want to take this big bang, I can take it, and I can go right here, and I can take it to the weapons workbench and work on it. So really convenient to have it near the cockpit. Now, we still have another level that we can go down, and this is our 2x1 hab. So if we go down to 2x1 hab, we'll go through here and we'll open it. And this 2x1 hab is really awesome. It's another room that we haven't explored here. This is a complete 2x1 where more crew can be here. And so this really adds to the roleplay element of having a full crew. I'm almost wanting to get more weapons on this ship just so I can have more crew. Then we have a door right here. And this door right here will feed into the captain's quarters, which is pretty awesome here. So I think we might have made it until an all-in-one berth, I think. So I think we just maybe have done that. So again, just a cool little area here to kind of chill out, navigation console, and get a bathroom here. So this really adds to the role-playing element. So this ship has so many great levels in it. It's really open, it's not tight, it's not cramped. And that is the complete ship tour. So now we're going to get in this bad boy and show you what it looks like when it takes off. And you got this wide field of view, so this is pretty awesome. So we're going to go take off. And this thing is a behemoth. No one wants to really come in contact with something like this. So we got those landers here, which look really nice when they take off. We got the thrust power. And again, this thing is massive and it covers all of our needs. So now we're going to get into some combat and show you how we deal with any type of foe that we approach. So this is how the ship performs in combat, and you'll see how we can literally just melt through any ship that attacks us like hot butter. Pay attention to the health of the shield and the health of the brig as we tear through it with these weapons. Once we got a ship locked on, they don't stand a chance. Look at how quickly his shields are melting. Now his hull is melting and he is done. So literally you will have something that can destroy other ships immediately. Now we're going to get into relatively a bigger fight. And you're going to see how I'm able to target ships. And this is not even including some of the special targeting features, but you look, I'm starting on this ship already and he is literally done within less than 20 seconds. So these weapons with the ship are very powerful. There's my second person I'm getting into, and literally they're done as well. Done. So with a ship like this, you will have the maximum weapon system. You'll have plenty of cargo space, and you're going to also have a ship that has an efficient design. As you see, we're tearing up another ship right here. So folks, if you like the ship build, feel free to comment below how this worked out for you. And shout out to Wise Old Wizard. This is actually his build that I rebuilt and made some modifications for. So be sure to check out his YouTube channel as well. He has some awesome ship builds. And make sure you subscribe to this channel because we will be having more Starfield content. And we're going to do another ship build for you guys as well. This is our second one, and the next one is going to be even better. Thanks so much. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you in future videos. Peace.